What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television. Welcome back, everyone. I want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that beautiful YouTube stuff. Without you and helping us with interactions, getting us into the algorithm, we would not be getting to the heights and views that we are getting without you guys watching us, hopefully being entertained. So let's continue that. We're almost at 200 subscribers. The road to 300 subscribers is still in effect. That's when we'll still be planning on some sort of comic book giveaway for that celebration. For our 200th subscriber, we'll probably just do like a live stream and just talk about the things that we covered on the channel and what we're planning still to do for the future of Tully Television. Only together can we go straight to the moon, baby. But today I wanted to get into Creed 3. As you can see and noticed in possibly all the videos, I am a Rocky fan. I like to get... There's a couple more of these little fight poster promotional things I want to get. I still want to get one for Clubber Lang. Creed 3. Creed 3. Oh, boy. But let's get into a little bit of the pedigree real quick. The writing credits go to Keenan Coogler, who came up with the initial story, and Zach Balin. Mainly Keenan Coogler. Directed by Michael B. Jordan. I should have checked to see if this was his first directing gig or not. If it's not, that's cool. I'll look that up and see what else he's done as far as directing. But I thought he did a great job directing. And of course, Michael B. Jordan is Adonis Creed. Tessa Thompson as Bianca Creed, his wife. Jonathan Majors as Diamond Anderson. We have Wood Harris as Little Duke, or just Duke. Phylicia Rashad, everyone's favorite television mother, or one of them, as Marianne Creed. Adonis's mother, so to speak. Mila Davis Kent as Amari Creed. She's Adonis's daughter and was born with some hearing issues. The little actress that plays her, Mila, is really deaf, and she did an excellent job. Again, not sure if this is her debut, but she did an excellent job in this. I hope that she can get more work in the future in certain parts. And Jose Benavides as Felix Chavez. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And Salinas Leva as Laura Chavez, Felix's mother. Now, I'm going to be getting into spoilers too, so if you don't want to know any spoilers yet, we just got out of the third week of its being released, so spoilers, and go. So we open up with Adonis unifying all of the titles, the three titles, by beating Pretty Ricky. Tell him Pretty Ricky sent you. And he unified the titles and had also retired as heavyweight, undisputed unified champion of the world. He had retired. He's going to concentrate on the gym. He's going to concentrate on his family. He feels like he has accomplished and redeemed not only his father's name, but he has felt like he has created his own path in the Creed family tree, so to speak. We also see Damien, an old friend of Adonis's, being released from prison. These two men knew each other as teenagers, Adonis used to sneak out of the house to go hang out with Damon. They had met in the group home that Adonis was in as a teenager. If we remember, he was a very angry young boy for feeling like he was left behind by his father. He had no one really watching out for him. And if it wasn't for Marianne Creed taking him in and having an understanding that it wasn't his fault what happened, maybe his life would have turned out a little differently, meaning Adonis's life. We touch on also in the movie how Creed's other children never really accepted him, and understandably, but Marianne did have a real understanding of that it wasn't his fault, and that her children did live a life that they never really had to fight for anything, where their brother Adonis had to, and she realized that he needed the extra love and extra attention and extra focus to make him feel like he was worthy of a life to lead properly. But so Damien and Adonis get into trouble because Adonis runs into an old security guard, prison guard from the group home they were in during their juvenile detention days, and he attacks him and starts beating him. The guy's friends come in to jump in. Damon had a gun and did his thing, and Adonis just took off, and Damien got captured by the cops. Spent some time, had come back home, but then went back to jail, prison, until then being released in current day in the universe. We also see Bianca trying to deal with her stepping back from the spotlight, the limelight of music. Music has always been her big thing. She's a gold record winner. She's producing right now, and this movie deals with a lot of missing out on your dreams and feeling like you spent so much of your life getting into the life that you thought you deserved, and then when your dreams don't work out, what do you do from there? And we see a bunch of different people taking different views to this very same problem. We also see the big thing with Damien too was he was a very promising Golden Gloves fighter, and that's where they had went that night to sneak out to go to a Golden Gloves boxing match that Damien was going to be in. He won. They went to go get some snacks and stuff, and that's where the situation with the prison juvenile detention guard came in. So it really wasn't like they were sneaking out to do like smoking blunts and drinking 40s. They were like trying to. Adonis was being supportive of his friend, and the friend may have been a little rough around the edges and stuff like that, but Adonis probably felt like if we can concentrate on this, our lives will be better than the alternative paths that we can choose. And unfortunately, Adonis had carried this weight with him of Damien getting captured, never really reaching out to him to see how he was doing, even though Damien was writing to him. The mother never showed Adonis the letters. So that's kind of like where the backstory to all this has come from today to present time. Him and Damon do start talking after Adonis comes out of the gym and he sees him hanging out near his car. He doesn't recognize him at first, but once they establish that they're old buddies or whatever, they go eat. Adonis tries to give him some dough. Damon rejects it because he's like, I'm not looking for handouts. I want to be like, I want to get back into boxing and everything. I see what you've been doing for this guy Felix, who the fighter Felix that's in this, Felix Chavez, is the current world champion of boxing, and Adonis has been helping train him and stuff like that, and Duke too. I love Duke in this movie. So that's where Chavez comes in. Adonis and the gym are sponsoring him as the world champion. They're setting up an Ivan Drago match for a title match. And Adonis tells him, like, that's going to be really hard. You're kind of older. You don't really have any fallback experience to show why you deserve to be having a shot at the world champion. But what I can do is, open up a space for you at the gym to be a sparring partner and this and that. And as that was going on, Damien and Chavez did spar, and he low-blowed him somehow in the shoulder, trying to maybe even injure him on purpose. And Duke is really now getting upset because he understands why Adonis feels the way he does towards Damien, but he's telling him, like, this man is showing you who he is. You got to believe him. The Damien meets the family, the wife, the daughter, and the more and more he sees the life that Adonis is living, the more and more resentment that he is building up, and realizes that he wants to take the spot. He wants to be the top dog, and it's his time, no matter what the price it is that he has to pay. And at some record label party that he was invited to, we see him slightly talking to a couple people that then take off, and later on, I know how to talk to you. Later on at the party, these same men wind up breaking Ivan Drago's hand severely enough to where he couldn't do the title match, thus putting them in a position to use Damien. Damien winds up winning the world championship of the world, defeating Chavez, and Adonis now is realizing that through Marianne showing him the photo that Damien sent to him in one of the letters, that one of the men who attacked Ivan Drago was friends with Damien. Now it's all coming together for Adonis. He's been being used this whole time. He's being blamed for how Damien's life turned out. And he goes to approach him at some party. He really just disrespects Adonis, hits him, what are you going to do type of thing. And now we realize that Adonis has to do what Adonis has to do. And he gets on this show First Take with Stephen A. Smith, which is a real show, but in this universe it's for the storyline. And Damien calls up live and they're talking trash, and he's like, finally Adonis is like, I'm challenging you to the title, and let's run it. Let's run it. And they run it, and you do the standard montage training and everything. And man, I tell you, man, these two guys are fucking shredded cheese on chicken parm. I'm telling you. Jonathan Majors is a big beefy boy. Michael B. Jordan is a big beefy boy, and it was two big beefy boys slapping man meat during this match. I tell you, the way they filmed this movie was great with the boxing matches. And at one point when they finally meet, there's this part in the movie in the fight where the stadium empties out and it's just those two, and every punch brings up like a symbolic thing from their past and what they're trying to fight. they're not only trying to fight their opponent, they're trying to fight themselves, their past, their history, their future. That's what they're fighting for. Until finally we get to the last round, and it's do or die time, and Adonis winds up knocking out Damien. For the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everyone is happy. Him and Damien do hash things out near the end of the movie, where they realize it was no one's fault what happened, that sometimes life just really sucks, and that you have to take accountability for your own actions. We wind up closing the movie out with Adonis and Bianca with their daughter in the boxing ring, and him and the daughter have a little pretend boxing match, and she knocks him out or whatever, and they wrap the movie up. I will say, though, I forgot to mention this in the about the movie. Marianne Creed, Felicia Rashad's character, does pass away in here because of a stroke. They were setting that up for early in the movie, and one of her final words is that, as if she's talking to Apollo, she says, "I forgive you for what you've done. You gave me purpose. You gave me Adonis to love, and I didn't really realize what all this was going to be, but I'm glad that it happened, and I love you, Apollo, and I forgive you and everything." And Adonis just sitting there crying because he really realizes that she accepted him as the person he is. And this movie really just is about what you're willing to fight for and how far you're really willing to fight for it. No matter how much you get knocked down, are you going to get back up? And I really have to say that this movie was one of the better. It was, to me, the best Creed movie and one of the best Rocky movies of all time. If you want to still consider Rocky movies, highly recommend this movie. There's just so much more to say about this movie that maybe one day I'll come back around and really get into the other two Creed movies too and give an overall view of all three of them. But if you're on the fence for this movie, go see this movie. But yeah, that's my thoughts. You let me know down below. And until next time, peace, Snookums.